Okay, good morning. Hi, I hope everybody can hear me good. Maybe perhaps you can Edwina, can you give me a 1 if you hear me well, so that we understand that you are hearing me correctly on Zoom. That would be greatly appreciated. And anyway, hey, today we have a really exciting lecture because one, a lot of people don't realize in the all the diet we have and so forth, actually might lead us to have peripheral nerve system or neural system of the nerve get damaged because of the fact that the high carbs and end up is blocking all the circulation. Remember that this is really the most important on diabetes. So with that, this is a lecture will give you some insight why food will be causing that and what food you can prevent that. Now that is so important because that is something that you could do. It's your choice. And if you can do well, wow, that is high value to yourself. You have to prevent yourself from really getting some very serious issue. And isn't that wonderful to have getting yourself healthy and eliminate all these potential nerve issue? Because diabetic neuropathy is an issue that a lot of people are not understand and maybe not even aware, but this will kind of give you some alertness to this, and you can say, wow, okay, I'm glad I attend these lectures. So this is really my hope with that. I hope this webinar can give you some alertness, and then you can be understand what's happening. And really happy to see so many people from all over the world, people from Canada, the United States, Hong Kong, Philippines, Southeast Asian country. So I really appreciate you took taking the time to attend this webinar. I really appreciate that. Hi， 各位朋友，我係 Lowsutea 嘅 creator 啦。咁我好多謝你今日係參與我哋講座嘅。咁其實咧，糖尿病嚟講咧，如果你係開始有糖尿病咧，咁原來咧就當你係有一樣嘢好特別嘅，就係如果係你係對係你嘅糖嘅成日上升啦，咁佢會真係損壞你個成個神經系統，變咗嚟講咧係會第時令到你咧第一。有好多後患症係 related 神經系統啦，咁譬如好似感覺唔到啊，冇咗 sex life 啊，呢全部關於係呢樣嘢喎。原來呢啲係可能夠防禦到嘅喎，防禦到就好簡單，係食物方面最緊要防禦呢樣嘢嘅，因為唔可以俾食物成日都整高你嘅血糖。所以你今日你講聽過咧，係第一俾咗個新嘅概念俾你，或者你知道但唔知點做啦。咁第一，我有咩食物係唔應該食咧？第二係有咩能夠用我哋可以食得食物防禦到佢咧？咁今日嘅講座咧就係呢度嘅，所以你係 take 咗呢個時間咧係認真 OK 嘅 ，very good， 可以 well spent。咁多謝你各位啦，我哋今日好多朋友就喺美國、加拿大、菲律賓、東南亞國家同埋香港啦，咁多謝你嘅時間。So this is great that today we have a great webinar to share with you. So I'm going to go with the sharing on my screen, and then we'll go from there. Okay, today what our topic is very simple. It's called food that avoid and prevent your diabetic neuropathy. Now, a lot of people say, wow, what is diabetic neuropathy? I will further explain, and because this is something a very important topic. 嗱，今日講咗係防禦你糖尿病咧，損壞你神經，咁變咗嚟講咧，有咩食物能夠幫助你唔會損壞神經嘅？咁你就繼續去聽過咧，你一定係覺得會係好有幫助嘅。Okay, now today we have the agenda. We'll talk about diabetic neuropathy. We'll talk about the link between diabetic and how it create diabetic neuropathy, and what food to avoid to prevent that, and what is the alternative for you. A lot of people say, wow, I'm diabetic, I can't eat anything. Well, that's not really true. It's just a better smart selection what you're going to eat to help you out. And certainly how Lowsutea can help you. And then we'll have the summarize conclusion, and then we'll have time to give you Q&A. So 今日講咗咧好簡單嘅，其實第一咧，原來咧好多人咧都唔知乜嘢叫做神經系統俾個呢個糖尿病啲糖損壞嘅，咁咩情況係點咧？點解會有呢樣嘢咧？咁我今日講啦，咁同埋有乜嘢能夠食物方面咧能夠係會真係會用到呢個損壞啦，同埋仲有咧係有咩食物能夠你可能夠食冇呢個問題嘅，同埋亦都係做一個代替品啦。咁同埋糖尿病嘅去糖茶點幫助你呢樣嘢咧？咁同埋咧，我就最後咧就會有答問嘅問題嘅。咁所以變咗係一個好豐富嘅可以講為嘅webinar 啦。So today, I noticed I have a lot of names that I'm not familiarized with, and they are actually coming from all over the world. So I need to give just a few minutes to catch up to let them know what is the diabetes in 4 stages. And this is very important. A lot of you may say, oh, I heard it before. But at the end, it is so important, even though you heard it before, but you can hear over and over again. You can able to remember, I better understand. And so net result is an ongoing motivation for you to help you to continue to follow, the step and principle, prevent you from become a diabetic conversion, and also prevent you to have diabetic complication. Now, the first stage is actually everybody have go through this, and your LDL cholesterol goes up. So when LDL cholesterol goes up, it will damage your B cell, which is the cells that go to take the sugar into the insulin cells that take the sugar into the cells, so you can fuel and energy. But on the other hand, when that damage, you have less sugar get back to the cells, so the sugar will continue to build up in the vessels, and then LDL cholesterol mixed together with sugar, your blood becomes thick. And then end up, then we move to the second stage, because when the blood becomes thick, you know what? They start forming plaque everywhere, the whole body everywhere. And that result of that, then your blood pressure goes up. Now, this is the major problem for diabetes, because it starts plugging in everywhere. The brain, the heart, the kidney, everywhere. So you might say, well, I have no symptom of diabetes, or pre-diabetic, I have no symptom. But when you have years to start plugging, problem is going to come. And then after blood pressure go up, then the third stage will come along, because your blood sugar continue to go up. You need to change your lifestyle. You continue to do the same thing. And every doctor will measure your A1C. Now, what is A1C? It's actually a hemoglobin protein, and it's measured the amount of sugar attached to this hemoglobin protein. And if you're 5.7% and lower, you are a normal person. But you have 5.7 to 6.4, you are a pre-diabetic. Now, 80% of people who are pre-diabetic usually do not know, and they found this by accident. So it's really important every time when you do a health check, when you're 40 years old, you should find out what is your A1C is, because a lot of people who got 5.7 up already, by the time they actually found out, they already almost close to conversion. But if you do not do anything, because when you're pre-diabetic, the doctor will not be able to give you any medication, but just say, hey, you're pre-diabetic, you need to start watching your diet, lower sugar, and so forth and so forth. So net result of that, majority of people will just, okay, I live life normal, I just don't eat any sweet. But on the other hand, they forget the rest of the stuff. The sweet is not the really the idea, because starch, rice, everything also will convert back to sugar. So this, you have to take action. So Lowsutea definitely in this stage can help you. So what I'm saying here is really you should help yourself not to get yourself from pre-diabetic to diabetes. But once you convert, you cannot convert back. So if you change lifestyle and do that, then you won't go to stage 4. But if you are not doing that, majority of people really do not, because they will keep up whatever they do. They move to stage 4, and that's diabetes. So 4 stage is really everybody will go through this. That's why I'm keep repeating that. Hopefully you understand. 嗱，各位堂友好簡單，重要點咧就係每一個糖尿病者或者前期患病者都會 go through 4個 stage 嘅時間咧，係轉去糖尿病嘅。第一個 stage 就係佢啲胰島素出嚟咧，佢裏面有個 B cells， 個 B cell 帶啲糖入細胞裏邊嘅。但係當你有好多呢個膽固醇 LDL 出嚟嘅時候，就 damage 損壞嗰啲 B cell， 咁就糖唔入去個細胞咯。咁啲糖咧就越整越高，咁糖加膽固醇咧弊家伙啦，就會好令到血好 thick。當血好 thick 嘅時候咧，咁有個問題啦，咁你就全身嘅血塊咧就會開始有慢慢塞，咁變咗第二個 stage 會出現啦，血壓會上升。咁如果血壓上升咧，咁你繼續係一個咁嘅生活咧，咁你其實冇乜症狀嗰陣時啊，咁第三個 stage 會出現咧，就係你到 pre-diabetic。咁每一個醫生咧都會 measure 你個一個叫做 A1C。hemoglobin A1C 嗱，呢個係一個紅血球嘅protein 啦，咁個 measure 有幾多 percentage of 嘅糖黐住個紅血球啦。咁如果你5.7% 嘅，咁你當然你係normal person 啦。如果高過5.7至6.4咧，你係 pre-diabetic。嗱，如果你前期患病嘅時候咧，係冇有食嘅喎，醫生只係話喂，你Sir你前期患病咯，咁要小心啲咯。咁飲食嘅少啲嘛，嗱好多時咧飲食啲人都揾得身做乜嘅，咁繼續咁樣生活咧，咁你好快脆咧就轉咗第4個 stage。當你轉咗4個 stage 咧，如果你繼續落去都係咁咧，咁你一路嗰啲糖就一路係咁高，所以變咗嚟講咧，我哋就希望我哋講座做好多嘢，直情你能夠你哋連去到前期患病都冇呢個情況，或者你係如果就算係咗前期患病，你 stay 喺前期患病個即係變5.7至6嘅之間啦，咁變咗你就繼續健康身體啦。OK， 咁呢個就係我哋希望做到嘅objective 啦。And really a lot of people ask, what is Lowsutea and how does it work? Now, Lowsutea is very simple. Basically, there are 2 products in there. One is called guava leaf, which help delay the absorption to the sugar into the vessels, and then the bitter melon, which is really a superfood because what it does is increase the insulin sensitivity, so it take back the sugar into the cells, and the excess sugar, they will dump the sugar out, the cholesterol out, and the salt out. So net result, you have the salt, blood sugar, cholesterol, and then as the salt went down, the blood pressure will also come down. And they also help you detox. So this is really a super good food product for you to lower your 3 highs, so to speak. 各位同學，其實去糖茶咧就好簡單嘅，佢有2個產品，第一個就係叫做番石榴葉啦。佢點做咧？番石榴葉係幫助你咧係延遲嗰個血糖嘅 absorption 吸收啊。咁第二樣嘢咧就佢係裏面有個苦瓜啦，苦瓜咧就增加咗個胰島素嘅敏感度，咁就帶翻啲糖入去個細胞裏邊啦。咁仲有咧有咩多餘咗嘅糖同埋膽固醇咧，佢喺同埋鹽咧就喺尿啊掉咗出嚟喎。當你總做嘅時候咧，糖降低，膽固醇低，當鹽降低咗之後，你血壓會降低，同埋會係排毒。呢個就係我哋嘅去糖茶嘅功效啦。So really just drinking a tea is not the key. It is helpful, but you need to have few other stuff you got to do, which is including you have to control your diet, selecting of your proper diet to be smart selection, if you will, with low carb, low fat. And then you have to exercise because you don't do exercise, it's not going to work. So you do 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day. You have to weight control, you have overweight, your BMI over 30, you have to drop down to 23. And you have to measure your blood sugar. And your blood sugar, you have to pick a finger, measure, because if not, you will not know where you're at, okay? So all that has to be done. So certainly, it will be important to listen to our weekly health webinar, teach you how to manage pre-diabetic diabetes. And that's what we're trying to do. And that is the really most important value. It's not just drinking tea. Yes, it is important, but these are even more important because this whole thing will help you definitely help you lower your blood sugar and maintain your A1C below 5.7 or reach you 5.7. I have a lot of patients. A1C was more than 10 and dropping down to under 6, and which we are so happy now. But it takes works. Okay, so it's not like, oh, it happened by itself. No, it doesn't, because all these things has to go together. 嗱，各位朋友，我哋公司咧唔係就話飲茶就得啦，其實呢個唔係最重要，飲茶係重要，好幫助嘅。但係咧，其實重要咧，仲係你嘅飲食嘅習慣啦，就咩飲食習慣啦，就點能夠低碳水化合物食物啦，同埋啲低膽固醇啊，同埋唔係咁多糖啊，同埋咧唔係咁肥嘅東西啦，要行8000步啦一日，仲有你如果係好重磅嘅 BMI 咧，可以降低到under 23啦，仲有你要度血糖啦，同埋要聽我哋講書啦。咁同埋咧，我哋每個禮拜都要free講座㗎。咁同埋咧個 A1C 咧好特別，我好多病人咧 A1C 係高過10幾嘅，但係跌翻落嚟咧 under 係去到 under 6至5.7嘅，所以呢個係我哋一個好特別東西。咁當然啦，呢個係我哋成日都有。即係呢個好多病人咧，真係見到佢，哇，好開心喎！大家變咗佢能夠由好高10跌到0.7。So give you some idea how diabetic neuropathy really actually, first of all, in the United States, and I think all of the world is almost very similar. And in US, there's about 30 million actually suffer from peripheral neuropathy. Now that is a high number, 30 million, and 67% of these person are usually diabetic patients, definitely is a diabetes neuropathy, So, and on top of that, many of these because the blood sugar continues so high, and on top of that, they cannot feel because when you have nerve damage, you cannot feel. So 54,000 of these patients might end up actually with each ear has to get the foot chopped up because when you cannot feel, you get infected. The foot become gangrene, and they will end up you have to chop off the foot. And I saw it myself, with many of my patients when I was an ICU nurse. I saw them, and it really sad. All these are elderly person, the foot have to cut off, and they no longer, do mobilization, a substantial decrease. So. And on top of that, what they say is 75% of this, amputation can be prevented. In other words, if you caught it early, you can lower your blood sugar. It won't get that bad continuously. Then you eliminate all these risks. And on top of that, the cost of treating of this complication, cutting off amputation, and all the complications come with high blood sugar. Wow, that is $58 billion. This is US dollars. That's a lot of money. So you can take the choice to basically to prevent all that by just doing some lifetime change. And I will show you how. 嗱，原來咧喺美國咧有30個 million 嘅人咧係已經有呢個神經系統損壞嘅問題裏邊喎，原來咧然後呢扎人咧70%都60至70%都係糖尿病者嚟嘅，咁同埋咧仲有一個最得人驚啦，54000個病人，呢啲糖尿病病人咧每年可能都要割咗個腳，哇，好陰功喎，因為冇咗個腳咧，你又真係好多時都喐唔到啊。同埋又會受好多痛苦啊！咁當我係 ICU nurse 嘅時候，我見到好多醫嘅，佢有個整親嘅腳就變咗 gangrene， 咁然後要割咗腳，哇！真係好陰功啦！咁仲有咧就呢啲割咗腳嘅人咧，其實如果係早啲發現咧，佢75% 咧都係防禦到嘅，唔會 end up 割到腳嘅。咁呢個係一就係好啦，但係記住喎，呢個仲有一個好大嘅問題。原來個 cost 呢樣嘢係好大，因為你手術啦、以後嘅照顧啦，全部都係冇即係要加錢落去喎。咁如果喺美國咧，已經係大概使58個 billion dollar， 香港一樣係使好多㗎。因為香港咧其實咧就係好多糖尿患病者人咧，亦都係有呢個問題，49% 咧係有出現個神經系統嘅問題。咁仲有咧，其實好多咧係因為佢係已經係會腳會 腳啊，同埋已經損壞咗咧，係要割腳嘅。咁呢個其實喺香港亦都有同樣嘅一樣嘅問題，所以變咗嚟講咧，我哋如果係 prevent 到咧，梗係 prevent 好啦，變咗你又唔會有呢個問題。我見到好多人家好陰功啊，因為佢糖尿病咧，我哋 end up 佢就冇咗腳或者冇咗手，或者即係腳就最多嘅。咁但係咧就變咗嚟講，佢真係行動唔方便。So the next question you might ask, what's the link between diet and diabetic neuropathy? And basically, it's a very actually good question because, you know, how does link together? Now, you got to understand the common of diabetic neuropathy actually come from if they're diabetic with nerve damage. Now, usually start off is they have the feet and legs and hand, arm. Leg and feet is much higher. Okay, because the circulation is poor and they can't get down to the bottom and they get gangrene and then they have to add a cutoff. And usually they always have a very bad controlled diabetes. And so their high blood sugar level. And another thing that a lot of people don't realize, the food they eat is highly inflammatory in the sense that whatever they eat, they have like a lot of French fries, a lot of chips, a lot of oil, things like that help to increase inflammatory to the nervous system or the gut system. So the nerve damage factor continue to affect the development of the neuropathy. So really, if you can control your blood sugar, if you control the food that is caused inflammatory, you have a lesser risk and better chance to able to manage the diabetes and prevention of diabetic neuropathy. So diet actually forms a very important role to manage this. So eating a good balanced diet with rich nutrients, like for example, a lot of fiber, a lot of less carbs, and less food that is cause inflammation, less sugar, can really able to decrease your risk of neuropathy and also all the symptoms. OK， 嗱，食係好緊要嘅，好多人咧即係點能夠將呢個食同埋呢個糖尿病同埋呢個神經系統損壞咧係有一個連接上咧。嗱，首先第一，如果呢個神經系統損壞，多數咧係喺個腳包括首先腳腿開始先嘅，好多時都係咁。然後手同手臂都有嘅，但係就少啲。嗱，因為呢個咧，佢啲神經系統落去嘅時候，你冇感覺，感覺唔到，整親都唔知，咁嗰度開始發炎就變咗 gangrene，咁你割隻腳啦。咁但係最重要咧就係呢個咧，你一定開始要開始留意啦。咁同埋咧就要繼續咧係降低個血糖咧，俾佢唔會繼續係令到嗰啲地方咧係好高糖嘅時候，啲血就去唔到嗰度啊，神經都損壞啊，咁就弊家伙啦。咁飲食方面咧係一個好大嘅控制，咁變咗嚟講咧，你一定係要喺飲食方面睇得清楚啲，同埋咧要食一個均衡嘅飲食啦，就要營養啦，同埋要好多vegetable 啦，即係生菜蔬菜啦，就要低脂肪啦，低含呢啲咁嘅所謂食物能夠增加咗個 inflammation 嘅東西啦，咁呢啲咧全部係將佢降低呢個神經系統嘅損壞嘅風險嘅。So we talk about that really food is one of the key factor will be affect your diabetic neuropathy. So in that case, what type of food should I avoid? OK， 嗱，頭先講咗之後咧。知道食物咧係會增加你個神經系統嘅損壞，咁有咩食物係會同你改變呢樣嘢㗎 ？OK， so first of all, we have to understand the food, what type of food will we avoid. Now, first, you have to avoid refined carbohydrate with gluten food. OK, now a lot of people don't realize if you have avoid refined carbohydrate and gluten, like for example, white bread, pasta, pizza, cracker, and all the other snacks. Now, all that actually, if you're able to eliminate, your chances to get diabetic neuropathy is much more, less. The risk is much more less. Now, So what you gotta do is have to identify. In fact, now I ask a lot of my customer to make sure first, whatever you buy and eat, you better start looking at what is the carbs there. If your carbs there is 100 grams per your partake, that means you are really taking practically so many amount of white sugar. So you better start thinking about that before you eat that, because you all have able to have control. So be smart. Look at that first. Especially a lot of pre-packed food like carbohydrate, and also prepared food with snacks like cookies with high carbohydrate. Also a lot of gluten product. Those are all products you can prevent. And after you get done that, man, your risk go down and you feel healthier. And you can do it. It's just a matter of your choice, okay? So important is do not get refined carbohydrate and also with gluten product. Then you can able to help yourself a better, decrease a better potential higher risk, decrease the risk to be a diabetic neuropathy. 嗱，各位，因為頭先講咗咧，食係好緊要嘅。咁食有咩唔好啊？有咩我要即係要唔好去繼續係食多啲呢樣嘢，或者直唔食添啊？咁第一個咧就麩質即係 gluten 啦，咁就係同埋碳水化合物嘅食物啦，即係 high carbs 嘅食物啦。咁如果你有呢樣嘢，就係好似白麵包啊、意大利粉啊、pizza 啊，同埋好多零食 cookies 啊嗰啲咧，全部都係一樣嘢。所以每一次買呢東西咧，你要好重要咧就睇下喂個 label 寫啲咩嘅喺度先。咁如果你有呢咁嘅 label 喺度寫到話我 carb 每一次食咧到100個 gram 嘅，咁啊梗係唔好食住啦，或者係直情用另外一個 source 嚟睇下有冇一樣同樣嘢，但係唔係咁多 high 卡你可以10個 gram 到100個 gram 係咪？所以呢樣嘢咧係你要自己可以控制到嘅。咁同埋依家 label 嘅所有食物咧都有個 carb 寫住咧有幾多 gram。So you know whenever you buy food, every bag actually will tell you what carbs, amount of gram carbs you have. And I mentioned before, the amount of carbs that you eat, you should take about 150 to no more than 200 carbs per day. It's not per meal now, it's per day. So that result, you don't have a lot of things to add together, right? So if you look at it, then you can say, wow, okay, I eat this. If I don't eat the crackers, I eliminate the carbs, right? So I can eat the vegetable, very little carbs, add up together, I still meet 150 grams per day. Well, that will make you much healthier and less chance to get diabetic neuropathy. 嗱，各位朋友，因為咧我哋每日食飯，依家咧係食好多嘢，買好多餸嘅時候咧，你每樣睇咧都有個 label 嗰度寫有幾多 gram carbs 嘅。如果你知道幾多 gram carbs 加埋埋咧，應該係少過150 gram per day， 唔多過200 gram per day。如果你做呢樣嘢咧，咁你個機會咧有糖尿病嘅神經系統損壞咧就少咗好多咯。OK， so the second food to avoid is high sodium food. Well, what is high sodium food? Like for example, potato chips. Actually, I just my maid was buying a lot of potato chips, and then I said, hey, you look at that, the salt content is very high. When I eat one of those, it is very high because you can taste the salt. Okay. Plus also the cold cut or frozen meal. So all that will actually give you a possibility with high sodium, and then it will create your chances to get high chances to get diabetic neuropathy. Plus, when you have a lot of salt, you know what, another step, another problem you're going to create, you can increase your blood pressure because of the additional salt intake. So really, at the end of the day, is actually only your choice to see how can I get this to get my less salt to eat, and then I could prevent the diabetic neuropathy and increase your blood pressure, right? 嗱，各位朋友，其實咧鹽咧係好緊要嘅，食咗鹽咧，其實就好多佢好似薯片啊、凍肉啊，同埋啲 pre-packed food 啊，其實裏面好多鹽嘅。咁你要睇下咧，第一個 label 係冇得鹽咧，咁你睇到啦，同埋試都試到啦。咁呢啲食物咧，如果你降低咗咧個chance for 你去 又增加咗呢啲咁嘅糖尿病嘅神經損壞係低好多嘅。咁你and another one is sugary snack, like for example donut, and then you should avoid many of these sugary snack, donut, or sugar-coated item, cookies, candy. Now, all that will actually provide you with a lot of carbs and sugars, okay? So you need to, again, look at every single package. Now, certainly, fruits are good, but there's also fruits that has a lot of sugar, like mango. So you can take what they call low glycemic index fruits like pears, apple, instead of eat mangoes, a lot of sugar. So you can go on the internet, just look at that. What is the level of carbs you eat one big mango, and what is compared to big one apple? I think apple is like 9 carbs, versus a mango is almost double or triple of that, depends on the size of mango. So really, at the end of the day, if you select correctly, you can able to actually increase, you can able to decrease nerve damage and also help you prevention of diabetic neuropathy. So I remember I went to the supermarket. I know everybody is very so-called tempting to get some really sweet to treat yourself. And I just saw this new package of new donuts. And so I look at it, I said, whoa, my goodness, it looks really good, by the way, but it is 70-gram carb, one donut. And so if I eat that, that means my lunch and dinner, all the carbs are gone. So I basically put it back down. I did not buy that. And I bought something else, which is much lower carbs. So really, when you look at that carefully, you might actually have a better choice. And you can actually, even donut has different donut and different carb, or you have a donut without all the sugar. You can even have a little bit for taste and share that rest of them with their children or wife, whatever, which they can afford. That might be one choice. I know it's very attractive, but on the hand, if we can control, you have great prevention. 各位朋友，因為咧食物真係好大問題嘅。如果你係亂咁食咧，就好弊啦，係會真係能夠係喺個神經損壞。如果你係食得係特別好嘅話咧，你係避免咗食物咧呢個糖嘅零食咧同埋甜品咧，係會降低咗你呢個 chance 有呢個神經損壞嘅。咁咩嘢係呢樣嘢啊？譬如餅乾啊、donut啊，同埋好多好甜嘅水果啦，譬如 mango 啊呢啲，咁其實係會有弊嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講，你每一次買呢啲嘢食物嘅時候，你都要自己選擇過，喂，睇個 label 有幾多糖先啦。如果有呢樣嘢咧，如果你唔用呢個糖咧，就 be good， 咁你就少咗一樣嘢，因為你每日記住係有150 gram 至200 gram 嘅糖個 carb 俾你可以食嘅啫喎。咁變咗嚟講，係咪應該用咗呢個方案咧？咁我就可以能夠更加食啲嘢係更加選擇，但係亦都可以更加好嘢食，係咪？ Another issue is fried food. If you have a lot of fried food, for example, go to McDonald's all the time, well, that's another one because fried food actually increase a lot of the digestive problem and also stomach discomfort plus inflammatory. That is the key. I did a lecture previously saying what is a food that is cause inflammatory, and one of the cause of one of the food is really the fried food, the French fry, whatever fried chicken, whatever. So really, at the end of the day, if you can eliminate this, then you have a really better chance to eliminate diabetic neuropathy. 嗱，仲有油炸嘅食物，好似 French fry 啊、薯條啊，呢啲全部唔會有健康嘅，俾到你，亦都加咗你嘅風險咧，係有個呢個糖尿病嘅神經系統損壞嘅。咁仲有啦，因為咁嘅情況咧，你可能食咗呢啲嘢，亦都對胃啊、其他消化系統有問題喎。咁所以其實咧， 未食之前咧諗先，係咪 order 呢樣嘢？唔好食咁多 fried food 啦，因為 fried food 係咩 inflammatory， 即係會令到個血管咧係有膨脹咗問題嘅。咁呢啲嘢全部唔好，咁所以變咗咧就亦都唔係身體健康嘅東西。咁油炸咧嗰啲咧就唔好食咁多啦嚇。OK，another problem is alcohol. As you know, alcohol has a lot of sugar. If you take for example, pina colada versus a typical soda water. Wow, that's two major things. One is really could be the carbs is 100, 200 carbs versus your soda water has no carb or little carbs if you have, depends on the type of soda. So again, it's your choice. Even at slightly alcohol, vodka, whatever in there, you're still better than your pina colada, okay? Now, certainly alcohol also damages your nerve cells, and then it will increase more symptom of diabetic neuropathy. So really, at the end of the day, we'll say, hey, avoid alcohol or drink as little as possible. And if you drink as like red wine, just drink 1/4 cups, glass. So make sure your control on the alcohol intake。嗱，仲有一個酒精咧，係一個會損壞嗰個神經系統嘅細胞啦。咁同埋咧，仲有咧就係、如果你飲一個譬如一個 cocktail 叫 pina colada， 由椰子同埋好多糖嚟做嘅，咁呢個咧可能有100至200 gram 嘅碳水化合物。咁如果唔係嘅話咧，你即係可能飲一杯已經係做咗你一日嘅carbs 嘅需要咯，咁變咗好弊。所以如果係咁嘅話，係咪應該飲一個叫做呢個 soda water 啦？咁如果 soda water 就得，即係冇乜 carbs 嘅喎，裏面係5 gram 或者10 gram 最多，因為有啲 soda 唔同嘅，有啲係0 gram 添。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，你係睇下個 label係乜嘢，咁你就可能夠控制到呢樣嘢，就唔會俾你淨係飲酒能夠令到你嗰啲神經系統損壞啦。Now, also, a lot of people don't realize caffeine also is another issue because caffeine tends to irritate your nerve. And that is actually because you know why you get yourself very excited and so forth, right? And it does increase your potential your nerve damage and just have an issue is continue irritate your nerve. So net result, that is not good for you. So really at that day, if you can eliminate your coffee intake, that would be really good because especially if you have really high, high blood sugar, for example. So really at the end of the day, if you can avoid coffee, that will be actually even prevent you from future even nerve pain because that if you irritate your nerve will have pain and also have a problem of feeling it. So all that can be create a much worse situation. So if you can eliminate coffee, it will be very, very good for your health rather than drink a lot of coffee. Now, certainly if you drink 5 cups of coffee a day, that is chances also increase your heart problem. So coffee, if you have just half a cup, 1 cup a day, certainly is okay, but don't drink a lot. If you can eliminate it, even better. 咖啡因咧係會令到即係去刺激嘅神經系統咧，咁亦都有損壞啦。咁 in the end 咧，咁你就會 end up 咧有個神經系統損壞嘅症狀啦。咁所以如果係好嘅話咧，就唔好飲咁多咖啡，因為飲咖啡亦都係令到你神經最後會痛嘅。有啲人係會咁嘅，所以可以如果係唔飲咧，就更加好啦。就算飲少少就半杯冇問題啦，但係千祈唔好飲，即係有啲人飲5杯咖啡日嗰啲咧，咁樣其實唔淨止係神經系統，心臟會有一個問題嘅。So now we talk about the type of food to take and not to take rather, and we know that we don't want to have oily food. We want to make sure to take the food with less carb, limited the caffeine, alcohol. So what do I take? Okay, now very important. You got to take very healthy food. So we give you a bunch of alternatives so you can able to really help you to get yourself still continue to enjoy. But on the other hand, you don't get into a lot of problem of diabetic neuropathy. Okay. 嗱，其實頭先我講咗啦，有好多食物咧係要 low carbs 啦，唔係咁多 gluten 啦，即係麩質嘅食物啦。咁仲有咧又唔可以愛多啲嘅酒精嘅食物啦，或者食物能夠令到你個身體會嗰啲血管啊會膨脹嘅東西咧 ，inflammation 啦，即係食咗入去會好似炸薯條啊嗰啲東西啦。咁亦都講係減低咖啡因嘅食物啦，能夠唔會話 overstimulate 嗰啲 nerve 啦。咁呢啲講咗啦，咁食咩好啊？如果咁樣，咁其實咧原來好多好嘢食嘅喎。咁你睇我哋食咩咧 ？So what is the healthy alternative to prevent diabetic neuropathy? First, you might have heard that before also, but now you can summarize it together will be really good for you. One, you want to have product that is really good omega-3. This is essential health to protect and to maintain good health of your nervous system. And certainly this nutrient is actually also help to potentially help you to have neuropathy recovery. You know, where if the nerve is damaged, hopefully that will start regenerate better nerve. And also this fatty acid, which has EPA and DHA, provide brain cells to nurture the brain cells and also lower blood pressure and help regulate blood glucose. So that is really good. That's why, and also omega-3 is very good for your heart and also nerve system. Now you notice why baby, they also provide this. They say, hey, I need to provide, you know, food that for children will go good omega-3 and also elderly will be good omega-3. And basically that's the reason, because in omega, if you have a lot of problem omega-3, just like salmon, kidney beans, you know, high fat type of fish, walnuts, sunflowers, flaxseed, soybean, spinach, all these are good source of omega-3. And that's the reason why a lot of nutrition for, you know, giving good children and elderly, that's the kind of thing that they advise. So it's so good because it helps to hopefully can recover some of the nerve damage. Also it provide good nutrition to lower the lower blood pressure and also regulate better on your blood sugar levels. 嗱，好多人咧要知道咧，你知 BB 仔現在嚟講都好講好多呢啲啊，或者好多小朋友嘅食物或者老人家食物咧，佢需要叫 omega-3。嗱 omega-3咧好特別喎，因為佢能夠咧係幫助你個神經系統，可能如果損壞咗啦，佢有個 recovery 嘅喎，即係幫你整翻佢更加健康啦。咁同埋咧，佢裏邊咧有好多寶貴嘅維他命咧，好似 EPA 啊同 DHA 咧，能夠幫助你咧喺個腦嘅營養係更加係做得好啦。咁同埋咧，仲有幫助你可能降低血壓啦，同埋調節到你嘅糖嘅水平。咁呢啲食物係咩食物啊？譬如好似三文魚啦，同埋沙甸魚啦、豆啦，同埋啲vegetable oil 啦，好似即係呢個叫做啲橄欖油啦，同埋咧大豆啦、菠菜啦、豆腐啦，呢啲全部可以 good 嘅。咁變咗嚟講咧，呢個東西咧係有一個好嘅選擇。所以睇下啲書有咩嘢係幫助你係可以食到 good 嘅 omega-3咧。咁就係好多朋友都依家係俾啲細佬哥或者老人家食多啲 omega-3。OK。And another healthy alternative is vegetable. Now, I've been saying this all the time. Remember the plate that I'll talk about? 1/3 of the plate is all vegetable, meaning that anything, lettuce, tomatoes, and thin it up, one half of the page, not 1/3, sorry. 1/2 of the page plate you eat are all vegetable. Now, when you have good variety of good vegetable, that is tremendous benefit of your neurological health, because what happened is you eat vegetable, your carb is not going up, you have high fibers, and your blood sugar will be maintained at a much better level. And on top of that, it has all sort of vitamin A, B, C, E, which is basically help you improve your body strength and immune system. And also is because this is a more plant-based organic diet, so you can really more prevention of diabetic neuropathy because your blood sugar going down, not going up. And all these vegetables is not inflammatory product, okay? Meaning it doesn't help you inflammatory blood vessels or body parts. And certainly it helps you on the digestive system to help you, if you eat a lot of these vegetables, even your bowel movement improve. And also really at the end of the day, because you lower your blood sugar, high fibers, and then lower, could be because of blood because of high fibers and all vegetables, also lower your blood cholesterol. So you really eliminate all the issues of potential diabetes and also diabetic neuropathy. So vegetable is a very important. And I always have been educated, one plate, half of the plate, vegetable, okay? So follow through with that, and any baked green leaf salad will be so helpful, okay? 嗱，健康嘅食物咧有一個好重要咧就係菜。當你有蔬菜嘅時候咧，你係一定係幫助你咧建立一個好嘅健康嘅神經系統嘅促進佢嘅健康同埋好有益嘅，亦都減低個每一個人嘅血糖，因為你食呢個生果菜蔬咧，你係你係有好多 fiber， 有好多纖維，亦都降低咗個血糖。咁同埋仲有裏邊咧好多維他命喎，有 A 有 B 啦，有可能有 A 啦、B、C 和 E 啦。咁呢啲全部係重要嘅蔬菜同埋豆類嘅東西咧，係俾到你增強你身體嘅健康嘅。同埋仲有呢啲咧，全部係仲夠增加你嘅抵抗力啊！咁所以變咗嚟講咧，如果你用呢個食物有好多菜，我always 講咧就食一半成個碟都係菜，咁你就可能夠咧，一定係食咗之後可以飽肚，亦都會增加咗咧 fiber。飲埋去糖茶咧，你就大便舒暢，同埋咧亦都係繼續調整你嘅身體，降低你血糖。亦都係能夠令到你降低咗你個 diabetic neuropathy， 即係神經系統損壞嘅風險。哇，幾正啊！所以蔬菜食多啲都唔怕，因為咧你就係食一半或者食4/3都 OK 嘅，食多啲蔬菜。Okay, also you might ask, well, it's good to have a lot of vegetables. So what vegetable will be good to give you that really boost up your better chances of healthy and less chances to go down to your diabetic neuropathy, journey. You don't want to do that, right? You want to really be healthy. So, and also on top of that, because you eat lots of vegetable, your calorie is also lower because it's not sugary. So, what vegetables would be a good choice? Well, first of all, I always suggest half of your plate. Any leafy green vegetable would be good. Don't have to even think. So it would be like lettuce, Brussels sprout, cabbage. Those are very good green vegetables. Keep eating those. Those are good stuff, okay? So you're going to have also many types of beans, parsley, mint, cilantro. All that are also very good. Plus tomato, broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower. Those are also very good. So you have lots and lots of vegetables to choose from. And then you can able to combine, chop it up, mix it all together like tomatoes and lettuce and different vegetables, different lettuce. That becomes an excellent salad. So every day, actually, I eat half of that a salad, my salad bowl. I eat it first, though, is a salad. The reason you do that is you don't want to eat rest of the stuff, other stuff like meat and all that, because you eat already your half a bowl of salad. You know what? You're going to start yourself feeling full. And you were not able to eat excess of all the other stuff. You eat a little bit, so it would give you the good fiber, good calorie, but less carbs. And so net result, you will feel much more healthier and lighter. So make sure get your vegetable in there on your plate. Half the plate is vegetable, and that will be extremely helpful. 嗱，其實蔬菜類咧，你問喂，咁有咩蔬菜好啊？咁其實咧，蔬菜類咧好多咧係即係你係買嘅時候咧，你諗下有冇 green leaf vegetable， 即係綠色嘅葉已經好 good 㗎啦，已經 OK。咁可以其實咧可以 mix 一齊嘅。咁當然啦，你可以菜心啦，或者係生菜啦，或者不同嘅綠葉啦，好似even 加埋 celery 落去啦，都 OK 嘅喎，即係芹菜啊 ，OK，all add together 加呢個沙裏邊，哇，好正！咁我其實每日都食呢啲嘅，咁有豆類啦，不同嘅豆類啦，仲有香草啦、薄荷啦，仲有番茄、西蘭花啦，仲有椰菜花，呢啲全部係 good stuff 嚟嘅。咁變咗嚟講咧，當你有咗呢啲個食物嘅時候咧，你食一半嘅碟都係食物，咁咧其實你食呢個先，咁你個肚咧亦都飽咗啦，有好多 fibre 喺裏邊啦，咁亦都如果飲埋去糖茶咧，你就去大便又好方便啦，咁亦都俾好多營養你啦。rather 你食幾嚿肉啦，係咪？你食呢個你都開始飽啦，咁唔食咁多肉啦，咁其實對你身體係十分健康，又係 low carb， 即係個碳水化合物低咗嘅，同埋咧亦都係俾到你好多 fibre 咧，係令到你血糖咧係穩定嘅。So another one is nuts and seeds, okay, which is really at the end of the day is a very, very good, snacks for you, especially nuts. Now, a lot of people don't realize they start eating crackers and stuff like that. But if you don't eat the cracker, eat the nuts, actually much more healthier, okay? So nuts has also a lot of micro mineral element, also unsaturated fat. The key is unsaturated fat, not saturated fat. Huh? What it does is unsaturated fat help you to strengthen the nervous system and also the flexibility of the muscles. They also contain a lot of protein, carbohydrate that improve the brain function. Brain function, important. And then also decrease the chances of diabetic neuropathy. So nuts are really very good, and also feed it if you have a vegan diet, that can be also feed it, and also who cannot take gluten and you have if they have gluten sensitivity, nuts can be able to prevent that. Okay, so seed is also the same thing. So also it has nuts, a lot of protein, like almond nuts have great protein, and also is anti-inflammatory and also antibacterial protection also. So you want to eat some diet, not only give you calories or protein, but you want to also is not a product that inflammatory to your body system. So that is very good. So nuts and seed. And that's why a lot of people, wow, how come Mediterranean diet is so good? That is one of the reasons, because they eat a lot of nuts. 腰嗰條種子係好重要嘅，因為咧佢裏邊咧含有好多好嘅protein 啦，同埋咧佢亦都增加咗呢個你個身體嘅俾到好多 protein 你同埋咧亦都俾咗好多嘅蛋白同埋碳水化合物啦，能夠改善咗腦嘅功能同埋減低神經系統嘅損壞。咁同埋仲有咧係食個 protein 咧，其實第一係冇一個所謂叫做令到啲腸胃會係有 inflame 嘅即係會腫脹咗抗炎嘅，同埋仲有保住你即係有好多食呢個protein 多咗蛋白質嘅。咁所以其實食 protein 咧好多人就所以個地中海嘅食物咧。點解咁好咧？就因為好多呢啲佢全部食好多 nuts 嘅，咁所以呢個咧係一個我哋重要點咧，健康食物裏邊咧係一個重要嘅東西。好似我好多時咧，就算我係有個要食 snack 咧，我就唔食餅乾嗰啲東西，我就食咗 nuts， 咁係一個好嘅替代咧。nuts 好多種唔好食一隻有 almond nuts 啦、合桃啦，有腰果啦，即係 cashew nuts 好多不同 nut 都好 OK 嘅So you can actually add nuts to your salad because that will help you besides prevention of diabetic neuropathy. Also, they also help you to get some feel of your when eating lunch, because when you eat lunch, it can be crunchy, and they give you a better sensation of your salad. So I usually add a little bit nuts like almond nuts or cashew nuts, whatever nuts that you are available, you can add some in there. So some of the nuts that it will be good is walnut, cashew nuts, pecan, peanuts, flaxseed, almond nut, chia seed, all that can be good. So add it onto your salad, because you're in the supermarket, buy some mixed nuts and put it in there. And it is really good, can be also a good snack, also help you to make your salad taste much better. 嗱，果仁同埋種子咧，其實好正嘅，因為點解咧？你加咗口感啊 ，crack crack crack 啊，食嘅時候口感，同埋係有個好嘅味道啦。咁其實咧，你可以擺啲nuts喺個沙律度咧，亦都好鬼正嘅。但係要食 snack 嚟咁食，亦都 good 嘅，或者擺三文治都 OK 嘅，其實呢個嚇。咁最緊要咧食咩 nuts 咧？譬如腰果啊、花生啊、南瓜啊，同埋杏仁啊，呢全部好嘢嘅。咁記住擺多啲 nuts 喺你嘅食物裏邊。Now, certainly all of us who do eat meat, right? So if you want to eat meat, you want to buy something that is low fat, lean protein type of meat. Like, for example, fish. If you buy chicken, you want to cut off the chicken skin. All those helping you to maintain better health of your cell and nerve, okay? And especially if you have a lot of, meat, these food actually have, the meat have B12, and it's actually supposed to support your central nervous system, and help them to become, transmit this nerve transmission much more efficient. So you want to make sure that the meat you take is natural, and also it is lean, which is no fat, less fat. So all these can be very, very good. So fish, beef, or even chicken, make sure it's lean. And also, nowadays, a lot of people say, hey, I want the organic meat. Well, chicken has a lot of organic meat now. So they also have antibiotic free. In other words, they don't have antibiotic or pesticide free, whatever. So really, at the end of the day, because they don't have some of these added hormone in there, so like a lot of chicken now, they say that there's no hormone, so there's no growth stimulator, which is you eat chicken with growth hormone, actually that can be affect your nervous system. So you want to select a food that doesn't have this hormone, like the chicken growth hormone. That will be very good and will be an excellent choice. Okay, so besides lean meat is good, you gotta select the right type of fish. Could be pork or chicken or whatever, not having the growth hormone in it. And if you can get organic, even good, or you can get the meat doesn't have antibiotic, which they feed to the food chain, so they can prevent them to get sick and be healthier. But when you eat a lot of antibiotic, that's not very good either, okay? Because that add up to come back to you, right? 嗱，我哋講緊食肉咧，好緊要咧，食啲好唔係咁肥嘅肉啦，同埋要食啲肉咧係要最好咧就有好多唔會有即係呢個叫growth hormone 啦，因為有啲肉咧有抗生素喎，亦都有個growth hormone 嘅食物咧就正仔啦，因為點解食咗之後你就會 end up 有呢樣嘢喺裏邊啦。咁亦都會可以損壞咗你啲神經系統細胞嘅。咁都係食肉咧係緊要嘅，因為佢含有 B12 啦。咁 B12係幫助你係更加令到你個神經系統有效嘅，係傳播上有效嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，肉係緊要嘅，但係最緊要選擇係咩嘅好肉，最緊要唔係肥啦，同埋唔係有好多嘅即係要唔係好多雜質擺入去，好似抗生素啊或者 growth hormone 喺啲東西落去 ，OK？ Now, another alternative is actually also some plant-based type of protein. For example, beans, tofu, skinless poultry or turkey. Basically, you cut off the skin, so you have a lot of fat that's gone to eat the right turkey, and also Greek yogurt. So all that is actually a very good choice for lean protein. And you can actually, it's very easy to do. And when you look at it, when you go to supermarket, you know, you buy lean, and then beans and peas, tofu. Those are good stuff, okay? And then you add on the fish, the white fish or salmon fish. All that is part of the lean protein in your diet. And you can build a very strong muscles and nerve connection if you continue to use that. So it actually is not, you have nothing to eat. You have a lot to eat. It's just better choice of your selection. So a lot of people I talked to when they felt that I'm diabetic, I have nothing to eat. Well, I first of all corrected that feeling. I said, you do have lots of selection. It's just a matter of what you choose to eat and combine together. And an exact sample I gave them is your salad at all different green leaf vegetable, has some nuts in there. They said, wow, that's really cool. So basically, that's what we do. So 健康食品裏邊咧，仲有好多咧就係瘦肉啦 ，for example， 亦都有好多火雞外嗰啲皮啦，同埋仲有豆類啦，同埋有豆腐啦、魚啦，呢啲全部咧係幫助你係增加你食物嘅選擇啦，同埋降低你個呢個叫做nerve damage 嘅風險嘅。And also healthy alternative will be high fiber fruits. Okay, so high fiber food is good because if you have high fiber, you usually are lower your potential your sugar absorbed to the blood, and so you got to select fruit with low carbs but high fibers, and you should add it part of your diet. So you got to make sure with that you have a higher balanced diet, and then you can continue to enjoy your fruits, vitamin, which is able to give you a much balanced diet, but on the other hand, your blood sugar doesn't go up. So that will prevent you from diabetic neuropathy. Prevent the blood sugar goes up. That's the key. 嗱，生果咧係對你講好重要嘅。咁最緊要食嗰啲生果咧係高纖維啦，唔係好多糖啦。咁變咗嚟講咧，你食咗呢樣嘢嘅時候咧，就降低咗你血糖嘅增加啦。咁亦都係防禦咗你入去即係呢個神經系統嘅損壞。Okay, so really at the end of the day, what is the high fiber fruits? Now, high fiber fruit is really tropical fruits like kiwi, orange, citrus fruits. Those are high fiber fruit. Orchard fruit will be like apple, apricot, pear, peach. So this apple are much lower actually as a glycemic index will be much lower, including berries, cherry, blueberry, blackberry, red currant, and those are also considered at the lower glycemic index. Now, however, melon, on the other hand, watermelon is on the middle or high, depends on the type of fruit. So you got to be careful. If you have mango, definitely is high glycemic index. So I would highly suggest we'll be doing something like apple, pears, peaches. Those are good stuff. So important, you got to make sure that you don't eat a lot of the fruits are very sweet. For example, like grapes, pineapple, also certain type of melon. And this is really because the high sugar content, and mango also. If you can avoid that, that would be perfect, because you can eat berries, you can eat apple, apricot, pears. Those will be a good alternative, basically. So you don't have to eat grapes, melons, and all that. And so there's high carbs, and you basically give you a much better alternative. 嗱，高纖維水果係好正嘅。咁係咩叫高纖維水果啊？我哋橙啦、 石榴啦，同埋咧就係好似蘋果啦、梨啦，呢啲全部好嘢嘅。但係記住，如果你食蜜瓜係同埋葡萄同埋菠蘿咧，呢就好甜嘅，尤其是 mango 啊，呢啲嘢全部好甜嘅。當你好甜咧，就增加你血糖上升啦，咁呢個唔正仔啦。咁呢個咧就係一個好嘅選擇啦。Okay, so another thing that you can look at is whole grains, because whole grain is helping you to improve your digestion and also improve your cardiovascular health, and it also helps you decrease diabetic neuropathy, all the symptoms. So you should always look at type of whole grain products like brands and all that, so you can able to look for the benefit, and you can see what will help you to actually lower your carb intake. So whole grain food is good for lower the carb intake. Like for example, now you eat rice, you do not eat regular white rice, but rather eat red rice. So really at the end of the day, that red rice is a lot of fiber. It will increase your the fiber is lower your cholesterol, lower your carbs, and also is a much better choice than regular white rice. White rice is probably the worst. So do not take white rice, take red rice or brown rice. 穀類咧係會改善咗你嘅血管嘅健康啦 ，improve 咗健康啦，同埋咧減少呢個神經系統損壞嘅。咁應該咧就食全穀嘅食物。咁仲有啦，其實咧就當你食全穀嘅食物咧，咁仲有咧係點解咧？因為全穀食物多數你碳水化合物係低啲嘅，咁你揀擇呢啲啦。咁如果係咁講嘅話，仲有一樣嘢食飯咧，如果食白飯就唔好啦。咁食咩飯啊？紅米啦，或者 brown rice 啦，幾好啊！咁呢啲係全部係幫助咧係降低你血糖嘅。So you might ask, what is the whole wheat alternative for me to take? Okay, so some of the example whole wheat will be like oats, barley, black buckwheat. All those are good oat wheat, and you can get this into your regular diet. So it will be nice if you can eat morning time, always eat your oats. So that way you know the first thing you have high fiber, and you can able already starting your action to reduce the chances of you get diabetic neuropathy. So those are very good oats. Will be very good to start off your whole grain product of your breakfast, like with some oats in the morning. 咁穀類咧，全穀類呢個係全穀類啊。咁呢啲係麥皮啦，呢啲麥皮咧就其實好有用嘅，佢係幫助你咧。第一，佢好多纖維啦，降低咗你可能嘅心臟嘅問題啦，因為佢係降低你膽血同埋呢個血糖降低喎，咁亦都減低咗你喺呢度嘅風險啦。Now, last but not least, you really got to think about Lowsutea as an excellent choice instead of drinking coffee, because it doesn't contain caffeine. It can help to lower your blood sugar and also your cholesterol and your salt in your diet, your bloodstream. So net result, you can actually help you to improve, decrease your cholesterol, decrease your sugar, and also decrease your blood pressure. So your three highs are being lower and also help you detox. So Lowsutea is definitely a very good choice as part of the diet. 咁仲有啦，去糖茶係一個好重要東西，因為佢冇咖啡因嘅，咁亦都唔會 stimulate 佢 nerve 啦。第二咧係一個好選擇，因為佢咧能夠真係降低你血糖嘅血糖啦，因為佢係降低你血糖啦，亦都會降低你膽固醇啦。你需要個血壓啦同排毒三高都係降低嘅，所以呢個係好正。我講啦，去糖茶就係兩個東西啦，一個就係有呢個番石粒葉啦，同埋呢個苦瓜啦。So we talk about what really the Lowsutea has is bitter melon and also guava leaf, and it does help you to lower your blood sugar, your cholesterol and your blood pressure and detox. So net result, you do not have the problem of these three high, and will prevent you because your blood sugar will come down. Bad cholesterol will also come down. So you prevent you to potentially get into diabetic neuropathy. So this can be a good combination. Every meal, you drink Lowsutea to help you out to improve your better health. Now, a lot of people say, hey, you know, how about if I'm perfectly healthy, should I drink Lowsutea? Yes. Matter of fact, I have now a lot of people now drinking Lowsutea only. In a healthy person, not even have diabetes, diabetic, not even going to understanding of high cholesterol. They start drinking it because they enjoy drinking that. And also they found out that I can prevent myself as we move on, increased high cholesterol or blood pressure. So a lot of you have age 40 or 30 years old because a lot of young folks, the parents drink it, they drink it, they like it, they drink it hot and cold, they start doing that. And eventually the end result is they prevent them from high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and high bad cholesterol. And that result, it will really give them a better health. Not only you can say, wow, I gotta be sick to drink. No, you don't have to. Just even you have no sickness, Lowsutea will be very good for you. And certainly, 各位同友，或者我哋其實咧，好多人誤會咗咧，哇，我一定有糖尿病，我先飲去糖茶嘅，或者係前期患病，其實唔係嘅。因為我依家好多朋友咧都係飲呢樣嘢，佢哋冇病嘅喎，但係可以能夠防禦咗你嘅建立咗一個好嘅身體狀況，降低咗血糖啦、膽固醇啦，同埋血壓，亦都排毒。所以其實咧，你係好多人咧係好健康，都係飲去糖茶都 OK 嘅。當然，如果你係已經有前期患病，更加好啦，或者糖尿病夠啦，就更加幫助你。但係其實咧，如果係上高一層樓咧，好多原來飲咗佢咧，已經防禦咗佢高嘅膽固醇啦，亦都防禦佢高血壓啦。咁佢以後都去唔到嗰個前期患病話，哇幾好啊！咁所以咧，飲糖咧係一個健康飲品，未必一定要係有問題先飲。And I think last time I already played this before regarding Melody. I'm not going to play this now because basically Melody came in. His blood sugar was 300 milligram per dill at 17 millimole per liter. And after 2 weeks of drinking, her blood sugar dropped down to 4.7, which is really, really good. So I hope that you all have that achievement. And I love to see more people actually comes in and drink. If you have pre-diabetic diabetes, they can do that. So in conclusion, we can able to help you to manage your diabetic neuropathy, give you less chance to get that. And that will include a good balanced diet, low carbs, low fat diet. And if you can able to get your diet control, then you will actually much better chances to manage your diabetic neuropathy. And then you continue to do this all throughout the years, your diabetic complication will definitely come down. You're also using your A1C to continue to measure. You move your A1C from whatever point lower down to below 6%. Wow, you are definitely will be much more healthier. Okay? 各位朋友，我哋就總結翻嚟咧，就其實咧，我一定要係食方面咧，係幫助好多咧喺呢個神經損壞嗰方面嘅。咁食咩啊？一定係食低糖啦，同埋低肥嘅東西啦。咁同埋咧，仲要改變咗我哋嘅生活習慣啦，要控制我哋嘅糖嘅吸收啦。咁當然又要 exercise 啊，同埋又要重磅啊嗰啲要全部控制到啦。咁同埋咧就繼續咧係一路繼續支持呢樣嘢，因為你一唔食咧，即係一放鬆咗咧，咁點解糖上咗去喎？最重要嘅真係能夠用個糖係食物方面控制到。咁之後咧，你膽固醇啊同埋血壓都控制到咧，咁你一定係身體健康嘅。 And really, at the end of the day, if you start doing that, you also need to track it, because if you just starting to do your healthy diet, but you don't know where you're at, it will be tough, right? So you have to continue to measure your blood sugar. Is it over the requirement 6.4%, or you are continue at par below 6% of A1C? And as I mentioned, you have to continue to look at a balanced diet, rich of nutrient, and low fat, low sugar, and so you can avoid diabetic neuropathy, and you can able to also continue to promote better health with continued exercise and lower weight and so forth. Now, certainly, if you want to talk to a dietitian, can be also very helpful, because through that you can able to set up a diet menu really suited for you and continue to maintain that. But you have to work on to measure and continue to lower your blood sugar to understand where you're at. 嗱，各位同學，其實好重要咧，就真係要知道咧，我哋點進行咗之後要 track 嘅，因為你唔 track 咧，就唔知你係真係咪降低咗血糖，或者你嘅膽固醇，或者你嘅血壓啦。所以其實咧好重要咧，要一個均勻飲食之中咧，你就繼續要 track 你自己血糖，要知道你嘅血糖係點。同埋如果你食嘢係個低脂肪、低糖咧，咁你嘅神經系統就唔會損壞啦。但係呢啲嘢亦都要即係要係俾醫生去睇，即係驗血嘅時候知道話係咪真係我係個血糖真係低啊？如果話你自己度咧都度到嘅，咁你繼續係度啦，咁啊繼續去有寫低食乜嘢啦。咁呢個係一個好好習慣，因為咁樣之後咧你就知道哇，我原來我嘅血糖咧都係繼續係一個好嘅水平，唔係高嘅水平，我能夠控制到。咁我咧身體係繼續健康。咁仲有一樣嘢喎，要 exercise 喎，又要減肥喎 ，OK？ 咁所以變咗嚟講，呢個係 will be very good. Okay, I had completed my webinar today. I'll just wonder, is there any question in your cell to ask? You can take a picture. If you have question, you can contact me. In here, I could help to answer your question. So net result, you can be if you need some a question answer, you can call me also. This is the number in Hong Kong. You can call. I think this is a WhatsApp number, and also you can call me if you're from the United States, 773-273-8082. That will be also reach me also. So hope that this lecture can really help you out to understand what is diabetic neuropathy, what is food you can take, the better prevention of the disease. So I hope you'll be okay. And is there any question? And I hope that I have give you a good insight of what is diabetic neuropathy. I hope that will be, you're gonna start acting and basically getting lots of vegetable, like green leaf vegetable, half of the plate, and little 1/4 of lean protein like fish, less fat meat. That will be really wonderful. Or you can take a picture of this and get hold of us through this contact, and we can help you to answer questions. All right, if there's no more questions, I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much to spending time with us to learn more about what is diabetic neuropathy. And I hope that you have a very nice weekend and a healthy weekend. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.